Do you want to know what it looks like living in Sun City West, Arizona? Today I'm taking you on a quick driving tour, driving through a couple of areas of Sun City West to show you what it looks like in this Phoenix, Arizona 55 plus master planned community. I specifically chose 3 listings that are active on the market to drive past that are priced between $500,000 to $600,000 to show you. So let's get driving through Sun City West. By the way, if you want to search properties for sale and be the first to know when new listings, 55 plus homes hit the market, you can sign up for a custom home search and we can update you on the market activity, new listings, changes in listings with the link below and in the first comment. Okay, so I came in off of Grand to get into Sun City West. And so right now I'm passing by a little bit of commercial. You'll notice within Sun City West that there are, places of worship, little commerce centers, commercial, and then also recreational mixed all within. So you can take your golf cart and have easy access to church, the grocery store, the recreation centers, the golf courses, of course. And you're not too far away from most of what you really need. So now we're driving through and I'm in one of the neighborhoods here in Sun City West. And what I really like when we're driving through Sun City West is that it feels like you have these really wide streets. Some of the communities, especially the newer ones, you're going to get, a little bit of tighter streets, and Sun City West feels nice and wide and open. And so if you've got somebody driving on the golf cart, they can be in the right and you can still usually, pass them in your car if you're driving your car pretty safely. And there's more than enough room. Also, if you, see bikers out in the morning biking, there's room for everybody. So something to notice out here in Sun City West is some of these houses that we're passing by, you can see that they either have a fence around them or some of them are open. So in some of the communities, there are restrictions on if you can put fences around your backyard or not. And we're finding that more and more people want privacy. And so they're either looking for a home that is going to have that fence already, or they want to add a fence so that they can have privacy. Of course, you can do plants, privacy hedges, you can do cacti, some of these trees, but just something to notice is that you will find right now like a mix, but again, we're seeing more and more people are wanting to have more privacy and enjoy their privacy in their yard. So I just passed the first house that I had picked as like a stopping point, and now I'm driving to the next one. One thing that is kind of hard to tell is that behind these houses on the right, there's actually a golf course. So we're going to pass here in just a minute where you can kind of see it open up. There you'll be able to see a little bit of the golf course, and we'll pass by a few. But that's the nice thing with, having multiple golf courses here in Sun City West is that you could be pretty close. Now, you may find that if you move into this community, you may find that you like, one of the golf courses better than the other. So, you're probably still pretty close overall, but most of these homes, they're going to be pretty close to one of the golf courses. So in this section, you can see, I really like it because there's a ton of these big green trees, and you still see the desert landscaping, the rocks and everything. But I really, I really like when you have some more greenery, you have some shade. We work with a lot of clients that are going to be coming in from out of state, and typically those places are places that have snow and rain and trees and greenery. So it's nice. With the new communities, you don't find as much of that greenery and the trees. Like the landscaping hasn't grown as much because they're newer and it just takes time. But also I don't know that they're putting in these same trees. So, with these communities, that have the greenery and they have the landscaping and it's grown, it's mature, you get some more greenery, and that's really nice. So I've crossed a couple of lights here. We've got a golf course here on the right. And, there's, of course, the really nice water feature. I just really like the way that this one looks. And you can see up ahead, there's a church there. There's some residential mixed in. So again, everything is pretty close, and you will see that you have pretty good access. Like if you go and tour 3 or 4 homes in different parts of Sun City West, you have pretty good access overall to a lot of the community features and community amenities that are within Sun City West. So now we're driving through a different part, and we are going to stop at this golf course. I'm just going to give you a quick little pan here. I'm going to come park into the parking lot and show you what this looks like. But you've got the golf course and just really nice, views. I think that if you like golfing, you can, you like golf courses, you can appreciate that even in the summer, these golf courses are really well maintained. I mean, it's 100+ degrees right now, and you've still got a really beautiful looking golf course. And for those of you that are avid golfers or you just like the scenery of a golf course, this is Pebble Creek Golf Course here. That it's nicely maintained. You still get that, the nice look of the golf course, well maintained in the community. So you'll see as we drive through, we've passed some different sections, some different, styles. And, right now we're coming up on a golf course and a recreation center. And this one looks to be a little bit newer. I didn't get the data before recording over here, but it looks really nice, a little bit newer. This recreation center looks really large. You'll see as we pass by, just the building itself is large. I'd have to double check and see if there's any information about, if there's differences between this one and the other recreation centers. They might have some different, features, clubs, things like that going on. But it's a quite large building. And then you also have tons of tennis and or pickleball courts over here. So if you like court sports, that recreation center could be a good one for you. And you'll notice over here, some of these homes are definitely newer. You can tell by the age, by having those tile roofs. Typically you're going to see those on the newer homes, and then the homes that are going to be a little bit older are likely just to have just the shingle roofs. And you can, kind of see the difference in the community driving through, looking at that. So you've got the water features over here for the golf course. And then this is just a little pocket of a few streets of houses tucked into this golf course over here, which is really nice. And, you can see a little bit more of the palm trees. They've got some of that, some of those bigger shaded trees here, along the golf course and the entrance over here. But you've got a lot of palm trees over here in this section, which is a very Arizona, Southwest Sonoran Desert look to it. A lot of, just the desert landscaping, and you can see it's just a very bright, little bit of cloud coverage day out here. Kind of quiet as I'm driving through, as it is the summer, and I expect that a lot of the people who are in these homes, are staying indoors at the rec center, or may have even traveled out of area for cooler weather until about September or October, when they'll come back and they will snowbird. So not everybody snowbirds, of course, but you will find, the community will be a little bit quieter during the summer months, during the peak heat, for those that snowbird or travel during this time to escape the heat. So you can see this is a little cul-de-sac, and you can see great golf course views right there. Of course, some people do not want to be against the golf course at all because they don't want their house to get damaged. So just something to consider is, if you haven't lived against the golf course before, there are certain areas, and you can usually tell when you go to see a home, damage or golf balls in the yard, and you can check and see, you know, do you need to do anything? We've had some clients that bought and they had a really, you know, great view of the golf course, but tons of golf balls that go and they're in their pool and everything, and they're looking at, you know, what they can do that's not against the HOA regulations to try to just prevent some damage to their house from that. But they really like it. They like being against the golf course. They like the view fencing, and they make a fun game out of, you know, pulling the golf balls out of their pool and just having a little fun collection growing for their winter home in Arizona that they have here on the golf course. So this is, you know, just what it looks like in Sun City West. Of course, you know, this is in the middle of the afternoon in the summer, so you're not seeing as many people out and about, but in the mornings and the evenings, and then in the winter and cooler months, you're going to see a lot more activity, a lot more people out, active lifestyle, and that is, you know, something that you can expect to see, that we see often, just not when it's 100+ degrees outside. You'll still see some people out, of course. Some people don't mind the heat, but if you're looking for, you know, where are all the people? They're probably inside, or they're probably on vacation, or they're at the pool or something, so that they do not overheat. But there's a lot of community, lots of stuff going on inside Sun City West. I really like this community. I think it's a little bit newer, a little bit more modern, but still established. And so you kind of get the best of both worlds. Like, Sun City is the oldest, some older homes, still really nice, lots of amenities. But Sun City West, you get that newer feel, you get the newer construction, newer homes, more updates, but also it's established and you're not waiting for infrastructure, commercial, and all of that to be established before moving in. So if you have any questions on Sun City West and what it's like to live here, please let us know, and hopefully you enjoyed this driving tour. Hopefully this driving tour was helpful for you. If you have any more questions on the Sun City West community, make sure to check out this map tour where I show you some different parts of Sun City West, different components, so that you can get to know this community a little bit more to see if it's a good fit for you and your retirement in Phoenix, Arizona.